Welcome to my channel. I am Laura with Laura's Aura. If this is your first time here, welcome to my space. I'm happy to have you. Feel free to stay by clicking the subscribe button. You can also click the bell to get notified for the next time I upload. But we have a juicy, it might be petty. I'm feeling petty vibes, but this is how do people find you intimidating? Or, yeah, how and why, I guess. I was going to say, how do people, or how are you intimidating? But I don't think, I'm not tapping into the collective that tries to be intimidating. I'm tapping into the collective that is intimidating others based on others' perception, not because they're really doing anything. Make sense? So if this topic kind of interests you, stick around. We have 3 decks. We're gonna be working, by the way, I also have music in my ear. I like to pick up on messages from the songs about the reading. But anyway, we have 3 decks working with us today. We have the handsome Edgar Allan Poe. He is very spassy. He's dark and dreamy, I think. Romantic and fierce. So there's him. We also have the Alice Tarot deck, the Alice in Wonderland Tarot deck. It is the Disney version. So I think there's another version out there, but this is the one we're working with. Love her. Very cute. Very fun and whimsical. Number 3 will be the modern Witches Tarot. Pretty straightforward, very modern. I like the colors, they're vibrant. What else can I say? It feels youthful. It feels like it would be in its mid-30s if I could personify it. So there's that. So go ahead, take a deep breath in. For my snack, I'm having just a bit of broth in a mug. It's broth from my chicken soup that I made last night. So, yum. Grab a snack, make yourself comfy. And we're at 3:21. I'm feeling that I'm going to prep the piles first. Just kidding. Not doing that. Since they're each their own deck, there's no need to be sharing cards. So we're getting right into pile or deck number 1. Okay. Sound might be quiet, but the vibes are loud. Oh, shit. Clarify. Thank you. Oh. Clarify the Ten of Wands, please. Yes. People are intimidated by you, pile number 1, deck number 1. Let me tell you what I have on the table. The Five of Pentacles, clarified by the Page of Wands. The Devil, clarified by the Empress, Six of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Four of Cups. I'm a chaotic reader. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. So here, okay, this is bugging me, but we're just gonna push through that. Okay, so we already went through these, and then we also have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the Two of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. And then we have the King of Wands, clarified by the Hermit, the Moon, Ace of Swords, Four of Pentacles. And we also have the Lovers that came out for you, and we have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Wonderful. What I'm getting here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, wait, yeah, 4, 5. You have 5 major arcana cards. You also have a counter pair. You have Queen and King of Wands. You have the Lovers here. You also have the Two of Cups here. You have the Queen of Cups here. Also have the Empress, the Hermit. You have very feminine energy, firstly. And I think that people are intimidated by the confidence in yourself, but not in the matter of, oh, look at me, I'm so beautiful. Oh, look at me, I have so much. Rather, you're confident in your abilities and your skill sets. In other words, you know your worth. You know that you carry a certain set of skills. You know that you sharpen them when you can. You take time to integrate certain lessons and things that you've learned. I think that people are intimidated by your ability to almost swindle yourself out of, I heard poverty, but this could mean, you know, bad situations, situations where there is a shorter end of the stick. There seems to be a way where it works out in your favor most of the time, if not all, at least with these people that we're inquiring about. Let me clarify that this is this could be regarding anybody. This could be regarding family or whatever, co-worker, who literally anybody that can cross your path can be triggered into intimidation by your presence. It's just the energy here on this channel, as well as many other tarot channels. There are high vibrating, high frequency people, and the energy is contagious. It is also very triggering, and it triggers positive and negative. It triggers throughout both polarities. And I think you're one of those people, excuse me, definitely. And for those that, excuse me, for those of you that are either going through, experiencing difficulty, people around you seem to just be lucky. And I say that because this guy's running off with this other one's head. And the Five of Pentacles is typically two people out in the cold. And so I think that you're not afraid not to put people down, to bring yourself up. But if it comes down to a winner, you won't choose being a loser. That's something that some people find offense to. You may know this. This may be just a confirmation that you've offended people with your ability to stand alone, perhaps, in a play where everybody needs accountable for themselves. Does that make sense? I say that because of this card. Many people are run out by their devilish ways, run out of their own race. Many people get kicked out of their own lane because they simply choose to distract themselves with things that are not of their business. Yeah, I think that you keep your eye on the prize. I think that people might be intimidated that you don't let yourself be distracted. And I think that it's even more in, maybe, I heard irksome, but the feeling that I'm getting is like when I hear people grinding their teeth at night, oh, I cringe. And that's just like the feeling that I'm getting. Like, you make people feel that way when not only are you not distracted, but you are not distracting anybody. So not only can nobody really trip you from your path because you're focused, but nobody can call penalty or whatever you say when you're like, oh, he did so and so. Like, you can't, because I didn't. Like, what are you talking about? And it's evident. So some people might have a hard time admitting that you win things fair and square, that you work for what you have, and just because they don't see it happening doesn't mean that it's not being achieved. Again, like, that's my shit, that's my thing. We have the Ten of Wands to the Six of Swords to the Four of Cups. Okay, so and this is also followed by the Empress, and this is to clarify the Devil card. Okay, the Devil card here is depicted by a skeleton in a wall, kind of trapped. Perhaps we could think that they are sealing their own wall, or I don't know. It's also kind of crumbling and it's on fire, but I'm also noticing that this cat has one eye open and looks like he's hissing, so this is telling me that people are intimidated by you because you don't let your vices get a hold of you and use you to the dirt. Because I've not judging, but there comes a point where people stop using drugs and the drugs start using them. I think you'd know where the slippery slope is. And so I think that you have Empress energy. You take care of your baby self, your younger version of yourself, by maintaining purity, by what's the word? Identifying things that may bring you down under, things that may drown you, things that might harm you. Notice that there are other people on a boat and just watching him. Because I don't want to bring drugs again, but it's the devil card, so the devil does speak on addictions, whether that be to substances or foods, and the chemicals in our brains, right? And just codependencies. There are addictions everywhere, and to many degrees. But anyway, you know how to identify them and make a decision to sail away from it with what you do have, with your clear thoughts that you do have, and reassemble is what I heard. Reassemble your logic and your emotion. This depicts someone, in therapy, and they're kind of in shock, and he's in a suit too, and that's quite funny for me to think of having a therapy session in a suit, because it's very uncomfortable. I mean, uncomfortable because I want to be in cozy clothes when I'm in therapy. Okay, let's get moving, because I don't want to get the piles to be too long, although I brought out a lot of cards. But anyway, this is all we're doing. So the Queen of Wands clarified by the Two of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I think that you've very much mastered your emotional regulation. This doesn't mean that you don't get upset. This doesn't mean that you don't have triggers and that you don't have a maybe robust personality, because this is the Queen of Wands, but also clarified by the Queen of Cups. So there's a balance to the fire and the water within you, and I think that people find you intimidating because they can't ruffle your waters. I was kind of supposed to say feathers, but it's what I saw was somebody doing this in a cup, reactive abuse. I think that maybe you guys have experienced reactive abuse from people who just love. They get a kick out of you getting upset or starting to defend yourself and things like that. It's comical to them. And this is very abusive because they put you in an actual state of disturbance for their amusement. That's fucking sick. But I think that you've, again, come to a mastery of self-regulation emotionally. This isn't to say that you control your emotions. I don't love when people say that, oh, control your emotions. You can't really do that. What you can do is control your responses, your reactions. Um, you can, instead of react, you can respond. Um, and that is much more proactive than reacting. And yeah, I think that you guys have just learned to discern also what deserves your emotional input. There are many things with a similar emotional charge to us, meaning, um, you know, me finding socks right next to the hamper on the floor could trigger me just as much as seeing the fridge door not completely closed. It's the same kind of charge, it's a similar charge. It's a similar velocity of discomfort, of friction, right? I think that you have been found intimidating, that you can't be shook anymore by people. Um, which it's still weird to me why people want to ruffle people's emotions, like for their amusement. But anyway, right next to it you have the King of Wands, clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the Moon, the Hermit, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. I feel that people find you intimidating because you alls to the wall do what you truly feel is right to do. And by what is right to do, I mean what your heart is telling you to do. Fire energy for sure. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, as well as Virgo energy here. Cancerian and Piscean energy as well with the moon. People are intimidated by you because they can't tell you shit about you. They can't really hurt your feelings by telling you, oh, I think your nose is too big. Oh, I think that your purse is ugly. I think that you're a crappy mom. Okay, sorry you feel that way. I think people are intimidated by your nonchalantness to critique. And I think that it doesn't stem from. I feel like people think that you might think that you're better than them in a sense, or smarter, or know better, which is why you don't take the critique so harshly. But I think that the fact of the matter is that you only take critique harshly from people whose lives you want to live. Not lives you want to live, but lives you want to emulate, perhaps. And if we're being honest, most of the critique only comes from people people that feel below us because they are already seeking to pull us down. So they already feel at a lower level and want to be, bring you down. Now, of course, there is constructive criticism from peers and things like that, but we're talking about petty things like family and just people are in our communities that are not necessarily, I don't know, what we want to be. I think that people are intimidated as well because of your resourcefulness. I think that you make anything look good. I heard a potato sack. I saw a potato sack down a runway. I think that you are able to make, so you're like a compost is what I'm getting. And so we're, whatever um whatever soil you land on is the soil that you're going to be growing at, because you're always providing what it needs. And yeah, sorry, I was trying to get a notification off of my phone. My phone is dying. So excuse me. Raw AF, but we're doing it. But anyway, yeah, self-mastery is kind of the biggest theme. I think people are also intimidated by you being able to pull yourself out of any hole, no matter who dug it for you and who put you in there, because let's face it, we don't all dig our own holes. Yes, I think that we let people in our hole that are only making it bigger for us, and they're not really helping us out. They're just making the hole bigger so that we can all be stuck in this hole together. Like, no. Yeah, I think that you, again, you are able to identify where you may be more at a loss than a win. And I think that people also find intimidating that you're not afraid to choose yourself. Many of us put others above ourselves for a lot of reasons. And it's mostly detrimental. But yeah, I feel like self-mastery is the biggest thing that, or the, general thing that people are intimidated by you about. Again, it's not necessarily anything you do. And that's funny that we didn't really get much like action or drama, because like I said, you know how to stay in your lane, and whatever bickering drama like goes around you, it kind of just slips off of you because you give it no mind, you give it no attention. And so it's like, well, what is there to do with gossip when you don't participate in it, right? So that's what I have for you, pile number one. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like this content. Ooh, leave a little, is there a bat emoji? I think there's a, yes there is, there's a bat emoji. Leave a bat emoji if you watched all the way through. And I'm just shuffling to get judgment. I'm telling you, I think that people are intimidated by your ability to make sound decisions for yourself and not be afraid of the consequences about it, because it's just simply, you're also surrendering to the judgment of God. And I think that you're able to listen to that. I'll leave that there. I hope you enjoyed. Let me clean up, take a sip of water, and head into pile number 2, deck number 2. Pile number 2. Deck number 2. Excuse me. Okay. A little messy. You may be a water sign. Or a Taurus. You know what I saw? I saw those like really, really like hairy bulls or whatever they, is it a yak? I don't know, but they're so cute. Pile number 2, deck number 2. Why do people find them intimidating? Clear cards and clear messages only, please, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, that's precious. I haven't gotten this card in that deck. It's the Ace of Pentacles. Last one. And then we'll clarify. Thank you. Judgment also. Interesting. Can we clarify the Knight of Flowers? Nice. Wow. Nice. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so you may be attracted to pile number 1. If you are called, go ahead and watch that one as well. You may find resonant messages. Okay. I am hearing, let me show you guys your cards as well. I did this for pile number 1. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. But here we have the Knight of Flowers, which is the Knight of Wands, I believe. Yes, the Wands, the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, clarified by the 6 of Swords. So again, repeating cards. We have the Ace of Pentacles, clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So cute. They're hedgehogs. The 10 of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Swords. Judgment, clarified by the King of Wands. And the King of Swords to close off with underlying 2 of Wands energy. So let me listen. I was getting right away with the 10 of the 10 of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Did I say Wands or Swords here? My apologies. But anyway, what I'm getting is that I don't want to say you enjoy a mental challenge, but it's not intimidating for you to carry mental load. And I'm getting this because I'm hearing people say, oh, I could never do what pile number 2 does. Like, I could never do what deck number 2 does. See, I just feel like I need to be buffering. Like, what do I say next? Like, people are intimidated by the fact that you don't mind maybe not knowing what's next, but figuring it out on the way. People are intimidated that heartbreak doesn't faze you. People are intimidated by your ability to still remain open to love, even though you have been betrayed and all those not great things in life. The Nine of Cups and the Six of Swords. You again, if you're attracted to pile number 1, go ahead and check that out. But I feel like you will choose yourself over anything. And this doesn't mean that you don't give things a chance. Rather, you don't stay long enough to see the whole ship sink. Self-preservation, self-conservation, I think, is also what well, that's kind of what I'm refining what I was saying into self-preservation, self-conservation. People are intimidated that you value yourself. People are intimidated that they can't just come to you with a, hey, what's up? People are intimidated about your disinterest in them. People find intimidating your faith in your ideas. People are intimidated by, yes, your ability to mind your business, to keep working on what you're working, and to not be distracted, to keep your eye on the prize, to remember your why. People are intimidated by that, your faith, just your almost blind faith to what you want or desire in life. People are intimidated because they don't know where it comes from. But I heard it always seems to work out. People are intimidated by your integrity. People are intimidated that God is on your side. And people are intimidated that you will do anything that God supports. People are intimidated that you can count on yourself and that you seem to be your own best counselor. People are intimidated that you don't need many people's opinions. People are intimidated when they are not asked about what they think about what you're doing or what you're thinking or what you're getting into. People are intimidated by the fact that you're not afraid to build a plan and fight for it. And by fight for it, I mean keep pursuing the goal amidst obstacles. Is there anything else I missed, Spirit? Something specific is that people find it intimidating that you will not do ungodly things. This doesn't mean that you don't have vices and things like that, but you are clear on your intention with everything, therefore God approves of it all. And none of it comes from a malicious energy. People are intimidated by the fact that you are pure enough for Jesus himself to vouch for. People are intimidated that you don't let your heart be forced into a decision. Excuse the sounds. People are intimidated that they can't make you see things the way they want you to see them. People are intimidated about you moving on swiftly and glowing up quickly. You're a cool person, pile number 2. Fuck with you. That's all I have for deck number 2, pile number 2. Thank you for joining me. If you like the vibe and you want to stay for more, feel free to subscribe to join my little nook, my energy space of the internet. Pile number 3, deck number 3, we have the Modern Witch Tarot deck. I usually don't shuffle this way, but okay. And I don't because, no, I can't do it. This is at the bottom of the deck. Everything is fine. Okay, you guys may be I'm getting sleepy. Let me yawn, excuse me. A message I'm getting right away is that people find you intimidating because you know that spirit has your back and that you don't even need to be part of the blueprint, the planning. You just keep your cool. You keep your cool and you keep your faith. And you temper yourself while spirit gets things in order for you. People may be intimidated by your ability to self-heal, to take care of yourself in a way Judgment again. Okay, so let me show you your cards. Okay, so we have the moon up here. Okay. Temperance, clarified by the Page of Swords. The Emperor, clarified by the Nine of Swords. The World, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. Eight of Cups, clarified by the King of Pentacles. The Hermit, clarified by the Ten of Swords. The Queen of Cups, clarified by Judgment. And we have Knight of Cups and the Moon at the bottom. Again, I feel like you are my spiritual pile, and this may be consciously or not, but what I'm getting is that y'all are very familiar with shadow work, is what we call it in the woo-woo space, if you'd like to call it that. But I mean, if you're here, then you fuck with it and you know what I'm talking about. But you guys are tired. Okay, I'm getting it. So the reason, or a reason, people find you intimidating is that you are willing to, quote unquote, cool yourself down and put a fire under yourself to alchemize your existence. I'm picking up something with the Page of Swords. Optimism. There's an optimism about the changes that you surrender to through God. People are intimidated about your ability to be malleable in the mind. People are intimidated that you've admitted that you're wrong. People are intimidated by your ability to say, you know, I think you might be right, and I may have changed my idea, my mind. about this situation or this perspective. People are also intimidated that you don't let yourself wallow in negative thinking for too long. People are intimidated that you do things to fix your mental agonies. People are intimidated by your perseverance and your tenacity. People are intimidated by your ability to carry your own weight. Because then they already know that you're stronger than them, because they put their weight, they lean on others a lot. Yeah, they're intimidated by the fact that you may always have a solution, or you may find some kind of wiggle room, a loophole. And again, with the blind faith, I see here that you are willing to strip yourself of everything that you have in order to let spirit cultivate, facilitate, collaborate with you to create what spirit knows you need. You also trust the fluctuation of your life, that although you may be going through something tough, you understand that the wheel turns, and that eventually, what goes up must come down, and vice versa. And so people are intimidated by your ability to see that your pullback is only your setup to propel farther. And again, people are intimidated by your ability to leave behind things that you once connected with, no matter the time, no matter the depth. People are intimidated by your ability to walk away, to create a solid foundation for what you are now aiming for. Again, with changing your mind, I think that people are intimidated by your ability to change your mind about people, places, things. They're intimidated by your lack of feeling tied down to something, your free-spiritedness. People are intimidated by the fact that you deal with hardship by going within and researching, not with your laptop, but with your connection, your own, Wi-Fi connection with spirit. Excuse me. People are intimidated that you're able to go without the fun things in life, without the luxuries for a time being. People are intimidated that you don't depend on flashy things, that you are your own best resource. I just heard I'm my own best human resource department. With the Queen of Cups and Judgment, again, I feel that people are intimidated by your conviction, your ability to be very sure of how you feel and still keep an essence of flexibility, because you know that you are able to change your mind when new information is presented or curated. People are intimidated by your accurate judgment of people's character. People are intimidated by your psychic abilities, by your... You may also be a tarot reader or have the intuition to pick up messages through a different way. It's just self-reliant. People are intimidated just by generally your self-reliance, and that's all I'm getting. Okay, people also feel intimidated by your ability to receive judgment. I don't want to say quietly, but fairly. And I don't really like to say that you know how to lose, but you know how to receive judgment to where you can apply it and make it fit in your life in the most appropriate way. Does that make sense? For example, sometimes people can critique how one parents or does a certain thing, and they will... the person being critiqued may turn around and become insecure, or the way that it gets handled is just a little bit different from the way you would handle it. I think that you handle it in a way where you attempt to apply the critique, should there have been any suggestions of how to improve. And you're able to say, yeah, I think that this works out better, so you adjust. And people are intimidated that you are able to adjust, because it shows them that, yeah, your ego doesn't override your ego doesn't really have that need to be right. Meaning, again, it comes down to integrity. People are intimidated about your ability to treat everyone kindly, and that's because not a lot of people can, and that's all right. There's always today to practice to be a kind person, and nice is not the same as kind, but there's a start. Spirit, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about why people are intimidated by pile number 3? You're just not afraid to go after what you want. Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. Yeah. People are intimidated by your drive, by your ideas, your innovation as well, and your ability to maintain your boundaries. People are intimidated by like I almost heard like get out of her way, like get out of their way, like they're gonna like plow through you if you don't move. The song that's playing is Ain't-ish. Yeah, I think that y'all have been through at least one, what we could consider spiritual awakening or dark night of the soul, where you may have felt like you lost yourself and or only had yourself, and people are intimidated that you were able to find your way out of the darkness almost with and by yourself. Yeah, the Hermit again. You may be a Virgo or have prominent Virgo placements. See how she's closing a laptop. People are intimidated by your ability to go and mind your own business and do what you need to do to get yourself right, whether that be financially, with your health, your home, anything really. Check where your Venus placements is or are. Let me know down below what they are. Mine is in Virgo. I don't know why I'm mentioning it, but there's that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Those were all the piles. If you would like to know more information about where you can find me and what my offerings are, I do have links below. So that will be listed. Timestamps will also be below. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again another time soon. We'll see what the next juicy topic is, but they'll be fun still. So I'll see you again soon. Have a great day.